Today we're going to be reviewing the brand new putt and approach disc from Lone Star Discs, the Benny. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so the Benny joins the already super amazing lineup of Lone Star Disc putt and approach discs and is one of the new staple, really well-rounded putt and approach discs that I think both pros and amateurs alike will both be using for approaches and also as their staple putting putter. So it kind of perfectly fills a gap that I think Lone Star Disc has in their putt and approach discs. Right now they have the Penny, their most popular disc, one of their first putters to come out. The Penny's pretty thin, super glidey, but also pretty understable. So it's not great in the wind, and it's not great to put a ton of power behind because it's really gonna turn over with that understability. The Benny, however, fixes pretty much all of those problems I just mentioned. It's a little bit deeper, just a hair deeper than the Penny is because of that added bead. And it's not even a noticeable, like if you don't like beaded putters, which I typically don't either, I really avoided beaded putters in the past. This is already, this feels way more comfortable than most beaded putters. You really don't feel the bead at all. It's very small. It really just serves the purpose to make that Penny mold just a tiny, like a millimeter or two deeper, which really makes it a lot more comfortable in the hand for me. But then also with that bead, with that added depth, it makes it considerably more stable than the Penny is. So the Benny's coming in at 3.402, 3-speed, 4-glide, no turn, and 2 fade, which I think is really accurate. The Penny's numbers, especially the Alpha Bravo Penny that also has that 2 fade, is a little more iffy on whether or not it really has that 2 fade. The Benny undoubtedly is going to be having that fade. It really fits right, super nice, right inside of the Lone Star Disc putter lineup, because you have the Penny, that understable, then you have the Blue Bonnet, which I think is going to be very comparable stability-wise. The problem is a lot of people don't like the feel of the Blue Bonnet, how that kind of feels in the hands, and it's not available in any premium plastics. So the Benny solves both those problems right off the bat, and then it's just a hair below that Jackrabbit. So if you're not a fan of the Jackrabbit's feel in the hands, the giant bead it has, the depth, the Benny is going to be able to fit right in between that and solve all the problems. If you haven't found a Lone Star Disc putter that you like yet, I can almost assure you the Benny is going to be it. So we're going to head down to the Lone Star Disc property course down in Conroe, Texas, and try this thing out. All right guys, I'm out here at the Lone Star Shop private course here in Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Pro Shop right behind me. I just picked these up out of the warehouse. We're gonna be doing a quick little Benny only round, playing a couple of the cool signature holes here at the Lone Star private course. Probably play 4 or 5 different holes, only using the Benny, showing off how these things fly on an actual course, in an actual round, that we can kind of see how you'd be using these if you were to pick them up yourself. We're here on course hole 1. Got my 2 Bennies, got a towel, got a dry bag, all I need for this round. T-pad's kind of spray painted right there on the road. I'm gonna be swinging it out. You can't really see the basket, unfortunately, from where we're at. It's right behind that tree on the left, following the fence line. So I'm gonna be swinging it out, putting it out up to the right a little bit, letting it fade back in, and we're gonna really check out how stable these are on just a true neutral flight. That's really good. Just that hair more stability than the Penny, exactly how it's advertised. Okay, I pulled that one a little bit, so I hung it out further right, but same thing, super straight. Just kind of tried to fight its way back to the left. Unfortunately, I pulled that one a little bit. Not quite as good, but we'll be putting from both of those. All right, I'm not gonna lie guys, I definitely forgot that there was water long of this basket, so pumping it out as hard as I could probably wasn't the best idea. Thankfully this tree line stopped me up, but this was the shot I pulled a little bit, so first shot's parked. This can be our second one, but it gives us a really good chance to see how these things kind of putt from range. I guess they putt pretty well. That was first try with the new Benny. Not to follow that up underwhelmingly, but this was the first shot I threw. Considerably better of a drive, but just an easy little tap in now. All right, next hole up. This isn't in order. I don't actually know what hole this is supposed to be on the course, but I wanted to try a little different style of a shot. Those first two were kind of just power hyzers. We really got to see the stability of the Benny. Now I want to give a little chance to see the workability of this disc. So this is a pretty short hole, probably only about 180 feet maybe. It's a slight turnover. You can see the basket is just in the trees right in front of us. Super short hole. I'm actually going to try to give this one a little bit of an ace run, but we're going to put it on a tiny bit of anhyzer, try to see how it works back to the right. And this will really give a good example of not only the stability it has, but we're going to see some of the workability this has as an all-around use putter. Wow. Wow. Okay. So I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I put it on that anhyzer, trying to let it curve off to the right like I would with a penny normally, but it fought out of that. This Benny has a good, decent bit more stability than a penny does, for sure. About 30 feet, probably long of the basket, but like I said, I tried to put it on some anhyzer on a pretty soft shot, and the Benny really showed what it's capable of. It's got some good stability to this thing, but no issues with going a little long when the Benny just drains every outside the circle putt you try to give it. I don't know what to tell you. It's a good disc. All right, this is gonna be the final hole that we're gonna play with the Benny today. We're just in full safari mode right now on this course. I've just been kind of playing around, messing with this disc. I've had a ton of fun throwing the Benny, but we're gonna give it one more chance, and I'll give you my final thoughts on this pyramid. Woo! Long there. Threw that one a little too hard, but man, what a perfect flight coming right back into the basket. Exactly how I wanted it to fly. Just put a little bit of juice on that one. Try to put this Benny in the basket, finish off on a 4-for-4 birdie streak, and give my final thoughts. The Lone Star Disc Benny. I loved throwing this disc. Something I actually don't think I mentioned at all throughout that whole video. Both the ones I had at the beginning, now the one that I have, are an alpha plastic. So this is gonna be the same plastic that most of the Lone Star drivers come in. This one in particular is going to be a driving putter. I was putting with it today because it's the only option I had. But once these things come out in Delta plastic, these are going to be money putting putters. They're going to go straight in my bag as my main putting putter. If you're a fan of the penny putter, but you don't think it has quite as much stability as you're looking for, these are going to be absolutely exactly what you want. I can see almost every single player I know wanting to put the Benny in their bag, and I'm really not trying to over-exaggerate this. I love this disc. I've been waiting for it to come out. I'm super excited that it's out now. And I would highly, highly recommend checking it out. If you like throwing putters, if you're already a Lone Star player and you want that overstable complement to the penny, this is gonna be exactly what you're looking for. So, as always, let it fly, Lone Star Disc.